This one change could make your Lyme disease herbs work better. Hey, my name is Ryan Kearns. In 2016, I had Lyme disease. I was able to fight back and take back my body using an all-natural route, and now I've helped hundreds of other people do the same. Welcome to my channel. Herbs are the most powerful tool we have for Lyme disease. What most people don't realize is how you use the herbs can actually have a big impact on your results. Should you use tinctures or teas or capsules or maybe blends or single herbs? How much is enough? Does the format actually matter? Well, let's start there. Yes, it actually matters because one simple change, doing this one thing, can actually change the way that you show up for your body, and it can change the way that your body fights back against Lyme disease. So here's what most people get wrong about herbs for Lyme disease. Most protocols offer blended herbs, meaning they take all of the herbs they heard are good for Lyme disease and they put them together. They either bunch them up into a capsule or they put them into a tincture or maybe a tea. They create some kind of concoction, which is a bunch of herbs mixed together. Now, this makes it so it's hard to know which herb is doing what. If something negative happens, God forbid, then you won't know which herb it was because you didn't test them separately. You just took them all together. So it's good to know which one is actually causing an issue if there is an issue, which there's usually not because herbs are generally considered safe and effective. Another problem is some herbs lose potency when they're extracted or when they're brewed in a tea. It actually removes all of the powerful compounds from the herb. Blends tend to be a lot harder on the systems in our body because you're giving it so many different things all at once. Remember, our liver has to actually break down and use all of these different components, as does the rest of our body, right? But to have a bunch of different components all at once makes it even trickier for your body to know exactly what to do. So blends are harder on your body. Your body may not even need all the herbs that are in that blend to begin with. So what happens is it ends up slowing down your progress and actually maybe even stopping you from getting better. It can even add extra symptoms that weren't there before if you're taking herbs that don't agree with your body. That's why separate capsules are so important for the herbs that we use. This way, you can start slow and gradually increase your dose of each specific herb. You can easily track how you respond to each herb. You can make adjustments if something doesn't feel right. And you can build a personalized protocol, not use some one-size-fits-all approach. What about tinctures and teas? Well, to each their own, right? It does work for some people. However, I would always suggest using capsules. Here's why. First of all, it's more potent. It's just the raw plant material in capsule form. So when you eat it, you're just literally eating raw plant material that gets broken down in the body. Your body knows what to do with that. Secondly, capsules are way easier to dose. We know exactly how much you're taking each and every day if you're taking a single herb capsule. But if they jam a bunch of herbs into that capsule, the measurements can be off by a certain variance. Capsules tend to be much gentler on the system. There's no alcohol, there's no added substances in capsules, so it allows your body to break it down and use the raw plant materials, just basic, simple, direct. And of course, don't forget, it's a lot more convenient not to have to brew something or make something or create some kind of tincture or tea. All you have to do is take your herbs. I know you might have a lot of fatigue, you might be tired, you might not have a lot of energy right now. So we want to make it as easy as possible for you to take those herbs as they are without having to do any other work. See, I didn't have it that easy. When I was going through this, I actually had to use teas and tinctures because there was no Lyme Wars herb box. The Lyme Wars herb box gives you all the herbs you need in capsule form, sends it directly to your door so you can take it every single day and start taking back your body. That's why we have 172 5-star reviews, and this herbal protocol changed my life and it saved me. So it's my job to, first of all, to create this, to make it easier for other people. Second of all, to share that message with the world as much as humanly possible because it's my responsibility to share what worked for me. So my philosophy around healing from Lyme disease is that it doesn't have to be overwhelming and scary and difficult, and you don't have to learn a whole new set of skills in order to get better. You can just get single herb capsules and take what you need when you need it and nothing that you don't need. That's what we have at lymewars.com. They're third-party tested to make sure they're extremely safe, no heavy metals, no added ingredients, no nothing, just the raw plant materials in capsule form sent directly to your door every single month. I make sure that they're extremely safe so I can take them myself and give them to my kids. I can't say the same for the rest of the supplement industry. If you didn't know, a lot of the supplement industry is smoke and mirrors, and it's tricky ingredients, and it's tricking the end consumer and making them think it's healthy for their body when in fact there's drugs in there, there's actual harmful ingredients, there's heavy metals in the product. See, the supplement market is not very regulated, so people can get away with a lot. And when I found this out, I decided to go the opposite direction and test more thoroughly than anybody else so that we can make sure it's the safest it can possibly be before giving it to someone who's already sick. I would never want to create something into this world that would cause that type of reaction. So I wanted to make sure it's as safe as possible. I can give it to myself, I can give it to my kids, I can give it to my family and my friends. Now I just give them to all the people that I love to make sure that everyone stays safe from Lyme disease. So I've gotten a bunch of questions about this specific herbal protocol over the years. So I'm gonna do a quick Q&A right now. The first question is, should I take all herbs at once or space them out throughout the day? Well, you should start slow, space them out. I would even space them out by more than 24 hours at first. And then as you get into the protocol, you're going to do it closer and closer together. So then by the end, you should be taking them around the same time, if not, breakfast and lunch to break them up. And you should be taking all of them every single day, 2 of each of the capsules every single day, at least. Some of our clients actually take 3 or 4 per day. Some even take 6 per day. It's totally up to you and what works best for your body. Since herbs are so safe and effective, really there is no one size fits all approach. You can experiment with this and find what works best for you. Next question. I don't take capsules. Can I open the capsules and mix them with food or water? Yes, absolutely. You can put them in applesauce. You can put them in water. You can put them in smoothies. I like to do this for my kids because they're not great at taking pills. And a lot of our clients do this for their children, their pets, and their family as well. So yes, you can definitely mix it with food or water if you're not good at taking capsules. Next question, how long should I take herbs for Lyme? Well, there's full-length videos on this channel about that specific subject, but I'll answer it quickly here. And the answer is it depends on your symptoms and your body. Some people use them very long-term, years and years. They just continue to use them. They're just going to use them forever. Other people cycle on and off. So they'll use them when their symptoms get bad, or they know, oh, my symptoms always flare up in the winter. So I'll use them throughout the winter, and then in the summer, I'll stop when the good weather comes around and I feel good again. And then I'll use them in the winter again. So some people cycle on and off, and some people stay on them for a very long period of time. And some people feel all the way better, come off the herbs, and then never take them again. That's your right. But that's the answer to the question, is it depends on your symptoms and your body. My goal is to help you pay attention to your body so that you can really understand what it needs from the inside out without needing to, go to a million different doctors or go to a bunch of different practitioners. Really, you can do this yourself. And the final question, can I combine the herbs with other supplements or medications? Well, it's always best to check with your primary care provider or your practitioner that you're working with. Ask them what you should do. Don't take some guy on YouTube's advice. That being said, most of the herbs that exist are considered safe and effective. And the Lyme Wars herbs are very safe, very effective. The only one is the green one. This can have allergic reactions in a very, very, very small amount of people. In fact, I've never even heard of it happening with any of our clients. But these 3 herbs that we have in the Lyme Wars herb box are super safe and generally considered effective and safe for the entire public. But if you're on specific medications or using a lot of supplements, I would consult with your primary care provider before starting anything new. If you're not taking anything right now, I wouldn't worry about it and I would just jump right in. So that's it. The one change that you can make is to use single herb capsules and to dial in a protocol that works for you and your body, instead of trying to use blends or trying to use something that everyone else is using as a one-size-fits-all approach. Try to find the herbs that work for you and your specific body, and your results will skyrocket. Now, the highest percentage of people do get results using the 3 herbs in the Lyme Wars herb box. That's why it's the core protocol that we share with everyone. But there's plenty of herbs beyond that that can help with your specific symptoms and your specific case. So it's best to keep your eyes and ears out, because I'll share all of it with you as I'm going through this journey of sharing my story with the most amount of people possible. It's my goal to help 100,000 people fight back and heal from Lyme disease. And if you'll help me reach that goal, I'd be so grateful. Hit the share button, the subscribe button, and let's get started. Let's get to work. LymeWars.com. I'll see you there.